What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Next Elevation. My name is Ross Ford, and I am glad that you are here. Today, we're going to talk about 7 signs that God wants your attention. Okay? 7 signs that God wants your attention. It is not easy to point out any sign. Sometimes it's hard for us to even hear from God. So I want to be able to help you guys out, just like someone has helped me out. I want to be able to help you guys out on how do we find, or how do we know God is wanting our attention, right? So we're going to start with number 1. Number 1 is separation. Separation and isolation, pretty much. He has a way of separating us from people, places, and things that no longer serve us. And not even so much only that they don't serve us, but sometimes he needs to take us away and isolate ourselves to where it's just nothing but God, our faith, and just us, because sometimes God needs our attention. And it's not easy because we are so used to being comfortable in a certain position that when God takes us out of a place of always being around people, always seeking certain advices, or always having noise around us, always been in a clique, sometimes God needs to remove us in order for us to hear him clearly. And not only that, he wants our undivided attention. So if he cannot get our attention while we are in the world, he would find a way to isolate us within the world so we will be able to hear him clearly. And not only that, he'll be able to communicate with us so we'll be able to go forth and do what he has placed in our hearts and our lives to do, and our purpose to do. So God will find a way, has a way to just isolating us from things that are catching our attention more than God is. So that's one of the signs that God needs your attention. He will literally remove you from people, places, or things, guys. Okay. Number 2, conviction. 1, if you pray for God to show you, or to show, or to elevate you from a different position in where you are now, better believe that God will show you, okay? And not only will he show you, it's a feeling of conviction. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like God will show you and you like, it would be placed in your spirit that you've done something wrong, or the way you've acted or the way you responded to something wasn't the best that you could have done, and you'll feel this conviction no matter what it is. He will even show you past convictions that you didn't even see in the past, just to fix the brokenness in the past. It's a conviction for me, because it is a level of growing. It is going back and crawling back to Christ, because he's making us aware of the things that no longer serve us. So that conviction is not to harm us, but it's to make us aware and to make us transformable into our purpose, right? Number 3 is you begin to not settle for the unknown. You begin to seek the truth. You are no longer comfortable with just Sunday service. Sometimes we say, oh, that was enough to get me through the week, and this and any other, or you have your Tuesday Bible study, and sometimes that'll be enough for people. But when you are really on fire for God, and you really want your purpose, and you really say yes, and God is really okay, you saying yes. So hey, you have that fire in you, where God places that fire in you where you just want to know more. Sunday it's just not good enough. Not saying that the pastor didn't preach a good word. No, he didn't. But he preached a good word. He or she wanted you to made you want to discover even more. I'll say that, right? So you just have a need to just want to do more, right? Okay. Number 4 is things that you used to do. This is a good one. Things that used to work for you don't work anymore for you. It's like old things change. Old things begin to shift. Like things that used to work for you no longer work for you anymore. And it is not It's not easy because God is shifting you from where you used to be, right? And a shift is not easy because we're comfortable over here. We're like, this was working for us. But God said it's not working for the kingdom, honey. So I'm going to remove you, boom, all right? And then when he moves us, we try to do the same things that we did back here, and then we have a feeling like it don't feel right. Like I don't want to do what I used to do anymore, and it's because you're on a whole nother, like you're not on that same vibration anymore. You're not on that same shift. God has moved you because the fact that you said yes, or not even that fact that you said yes, he has a greater calling on you, right? So you'll begin to feel a sense of just needing to change, right? And it can be a shock because we want to do something that we used to do, but God will continuously showing us like this no longer serves you, this no longer serves you, this no longer serves you. So you begin to question even everything around you. But that comes to my next one of my other ones. We'll talk about that later. But it begins to make you question everything around you to the point where you have no choice but to go to Christ, but to go to God for all the answers. And that's the beauty of it all, because that's the strategy behind it all. It's like that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to go back to him because he needs your attention, right? Right. Number 5. Now we're going to do 5 and 6 together. Okay, it's visions and signs. God will give you visions and signs, right? That he needs your attention. I don't care if it's a sign, number signs. You may be seeing the same numbers over and over and over and over again. That could be a sign that he's trying to get your attention. You could be getting signs through music, through friends, through pastors, through YouTube, through TV, through movies. Like, God isn't just a one, like, I'm going to give you the word just right, just through here. This is the only way you can get the word. No, God can give you a word in anything and everyone, right? So visions and signs. So you'll start to see even signs that you're even going in the same cycle. God will make you aware of the cycles that you're going through, right? Because once he begins to make you aware of the cycles that you're going through, then you'll be wanting to change those things because those things are no longer serving you, right? And it just brings you right back to Christ. And in visions as well, like you start to begin, like as far as for me, I begin to have creative visions in the things that I want to do for the rest of my life, things that I see myself being successful in. God began to pour into me the things that that would serve my highest good. You know, this could be visions of a new job, visions of a creative field, visions of a prophetic word that he needs to give you. Whatever the case may be, God will start slowly begin to make himself aware in your presence if you're not aware, right? So we want to be aware of the visions and the signs that he has given us. So, so we can just live out our purpose, so we can actually get that one-on-one with Christ, right? Number 7, uncertainty. This goes back to when I was saying how God removes us and, he shifts us to another place, another dimension, another assignment, another whatever the case may be. When God shifts you, we are in a culture shock. We're uncomfortable. We want to go back to what we knew, right? But God says no. And there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of doubts. There's a lot of everything comes up that you have never even questioned or doubted before. But this time it's like, okay, I'm uncomfortable, I'm scared, I don't know this place, but God, what's going on? And just that alone, when you know that God is the only person that can answer your questions and all this uncertainty, guess what? It leads you right back to Christ. It leads you right back to God for all the answers. And this is what all the 7 signs that have in common is they lead you right back to God for all the answers. And it's his strategic plan, right? Because he needs your undivided attention. Right? So when he puts you in isolation, when he gives you convictions, when he allow you to go into places that no longer serves you, so you can see that you have grown above and beyond what no longer serves you. Like he needs your undivided attention. So once he has your undivided attention, that's when he can come in and do his best work. He can come in and do his best work. So these are the signs that you can be aware of, but everybody isn't the same. God doesn't just direct everyone, gets everyone's attention the same way. But I would just wanted to share my 7 signs. And there's more signs. Trust me, there's way more signs that God has gotten my attention. But these are the things that stood out the most. And so you guys can share with me how God has gotten your attention. Maybe we can kind of, help each other out on how we can look for God's word and when he wants us to move and how he wants us to move. Okay, guys? Again, I thank you. This is Next Elevation. Go on Next Elevation on Facebook. Also go on Ross Film Productions to receive more content. You can also go on Next Elevation YouTube page as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Okay, guys? I love you so much. Bye.